The second season of the ABC television series Once Upon a Time was announced on May 10, 2012. It premiered on September 30, 2012 and concluded on May 12, 2013. The season's plot follows the introduction of magic by Rumpelstiltskin Mr. Gold into Storybrooke, leaving the fate of both the real world and the fairytale land that was, intertwined, resulting in new threats emerging. Furthermore, Rumpelstiltskin locates his son, only to find he is Henry Mill's father, and outsiders Greg Mendell and a woman named Tamara arrive in Storybrooke with the intention to remove magic and the town. They eventually fail to destroy Storybrooke, though they kidnap Henry and take him to Neverland to the unknown Peter Pan, leading the main characters to follow them to retrieve him, setting the premise for the third season. New characters introduced in the season include Baelfire under his new alias Neal Cassidy, who is also the father of Henry Mills, Captain Killian Hook Jones, Princess Aurora, Mulan, Prince Phillip, Robin Hood, and the Darling family. The season premiere was watched by 11.36 million viewers, achieving an adult 18 to 49 rating share of 3.9/10.0. These numbers sunk to a low of 7.08 million viewers in February 2013, but remained stable above 7 million throughout the remainder of the season with a season finale viewership of 7.33 million and a 2.3/7 adult 18 to 49 rating share. Plot: following the curse being broken by Emma Swan, the purple smoke that brought magic to Storybrooke by Mr. Gold clears and the residents reunite as their fairy tale selves. In the fairy tale world, Princess Aurora is awakened by her betrothed Prince Phillip, but Phillip and his warrior companion Mulan must face the deadly wraith. Emma, Snow White Mary Margaret, and Prince Charming David try to stop the wraith from taking Regina's soul. However, Emma and Mary Margaret are sent through the Mad Hatter's hat and are transported to part of the Fairytale Land whose inhabitants were spared from the curse. The two later form a bond with Aurora and Mulan, who agree to assist them in finding a way back to Storybrooke. On their journey, they meet Cora, the mother of the evil Queen Regina. She forms an alliance with Captain Hook to also find a way to travel to Storybrooke. In Storybrooke meanwhile, Regina promises to not use magic to become a better person to her adopted son, Henry Mills. David becomes the town's sheriff, whilst simultaneously trying to find a way to be reunited with Snow and Emma. He eventually puts himself under a sleeping curse to communicate with Mary Margaret in her dreams. He is later awoken by true love's kiss when Mary Margaret and Emma return from the enchanted forest through a magical portal. However, Cora and Hook follow them and successfully arrive in Storybrooke in an effort to ruin Regina's life, and to kill Rumpelstiltskin. Cora imitates Regina to frame her for Dr. Archie Hopper's false murder. After being outcast by the townspeople, Regina meets with her mother again and together, he plan to get Henry back. Emma's backstory growing up is revealed, presenting her as a teenage criminal who begins a relationship with fellow lawbreaker Neal Cassidy. The two plan to flee to Tallahassee, though Neal is later persuaded by August Booth to leave Emma to protect Emma's destiny as the savior of Storybrooke. Emma later gives birth to their presumed son Henry in prison. After Cora gives Mr. Gold an enchanted globe that reveals his son Baelfire is in Manhattan, he enlists Emma and Henry to accompany him on his mission. When Emma finds him however, she finds that he is actually Neal, Henry's father. He bonds with Henry and reluctantly reunites with his father when Captain Hook stabs Mr. Gold with his poison hook. The group travels back to Storybrooke to find a cure for Gold. Meanwhile, Mary Margaret vows to kill Cora after it is revealed that she killed her mother when Snow was a child. Regina and Cora obtain the Dark One's dagger in attempt to kill their enemies through the use of Rumpelstiltskin, to leave Regina innocent in Henry's eyes. As the two attempt to get to Mr. Gold who returns to Storybrooke, Mary Margaret finds that the only way to save him is to kill Cora by burning the very same candle that Cora used to poison her mother. In a moment of weakness, Mary Margaret tricks Regina into restoring Cora's heart, killing her. Mary Margaret finds it hard to deal with what she has done and begs for Regina to kill her. Instead, Regina rips her heart out and shows her that it is blackening, before reinserting it. the seven dwarves learn that if someone steps out of Storybrooke they lose their entire memory of who they actually are. Mr. Gold later finds a spell that allows him to cross the line, but when Belle sees him off, Hook shoots her, making her cross the border and forget her memories. Before Mr. Gold can retaliate, a car from outside Storybrooke crashes into Hook. The driver is later revealed to be Greg Mendell, an older version of Owen Flynn, a boy Regina befriended at the very beginning of the curse in 1983. He was split from his father after Regina had him arrested, after he realized the magic within the town. Greg communicates with an unknown female, later shown to be Tamara, Neal's Bianca copyrightee. She is invited to Storybrooke by Neal, though in a secret relationship with Greg. She mortally wounds August, though he is later restored to a boy puppet Pinocchio. The backstory of Baelfire after his father abandons him to travel through a portal alone is also revealed. A young Baelfire finds himself back in 19th century London and is taken in by the Darling family, befriending their daughter Wendy. He protects the family by sacrificing himself to be taken by a mysterious being, the Shadow, to Neverland. After Bael escapes, Captain Hook welcomes him aboard the Jolly Roger and forms a bond with him, learning that he is Rumpelstiltskin's son. However, after Bael finds out that Hook split apart his family, Hook gives him to the Lost Boys, who pass him on to an unwanted collection of other boys. The wanted boy in the picture is in fact Henry. With the aid of Hook, Regina attempts to put a plan in motion that will help transport herself and Henry back to the Enchanted Forest. Her plan revolves around a fail-safe that was planted within the curse, which if triggered could wipe Storybrooke off the map and kill all of its inhabitants. Regina tricks Hook, though it is revealed that Hook was double-crossing her in collaboration with Greg and Tamara, the latter to kidnap her. Against Neal's protests, Emma believes that Tamara had something to do with Regina's disappearance. She is later proven to be correct when Mary Margaret and David find Regina being tortured by the pair. Tamara then shoots Neal, sending him through a portal to the remaining part of the Enchanted Forest, after revealing to Emma that he still loves her. Greg and Tamara begin a trigger to destroy the town, though it is stopped by Regina and Emma. However, Greg and Tamara then kidnap Henry and take him to Neverland. Emma, Mary Margaret, David, Regina and Mr. Gold join Hook on his ship with his magic beam to follow them to Neverland and save Henry. The season ends with the revelation from Mr. Gold that Greg and Tamara are merely pawns in a larger game, and that their boss is none other than Peter Pan. Cast and characters. Regular: Ginnifer Goodwin as Snow White, Mary Margaret Blanchard, Jennifer Morrison as Emma Swan, Lana Parrilla as the Evil Queen Regina Mills, Josh Dallas as Prince Charming David Nolan, Emily de Raven as Belle Lacey, Colin O'Donoghue as Captain Killian Captain Hook Jones, Jard S. Gilmore as Henry Mills, Mia Hanna as Red Riding Hood Ruby, Robert Carlyle as Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Gold recurring, Lee Arenberg as Grumpy Dreamy, Michael Raymond James as Baelfire, Neal Cassidy, Beverly Elliott as Widow Lucas Granny, Barbara Hershey as Cora Queen of Hearts, Jeffrey Casier as Dopey, Michael Coleman as Happy, Meg Macario as Bashful, Faustino Dee Border as Sleepy Walter, David Paul Grove as Doc, Sarah Bolger as Princess Aurora, Ethan Embry as Owen Flynn, Greg Mendell, Jamie Chung as Mulan, Keegan Connor Tracy as the Blue Fairy Mother Superior, Raphael Sparge as Jiminy Cricket, Dr. Archie Hopper, Sonequa Martin Green as Tamara, David Anders as Dr. Victor Frankenstein, Dr. Whale Gabby Kuth as Sneezy Tom Clark, Tony Amendola as Geppetto Marco, Chris Gautier as William Smee, Alan Dale as King George Albert Spencer, Jorge Garcia as Anton, Sebastian Stan as the Mad Hatter Jefferson, Julian Morris as Prince Phillip. Episodes. Production, development. On May 10, 2012, ABC renewed Once Upon a Time for a second season, which premiered on September 30, 2012. Co-creators Adam Horowitz and Edward Kitses spoke about the repercussions of the first season finale's events, stating, "Magic as we know always comes with a price, and we are introducing it to a world where it has never been before, and I think that a unregistered trademark is going to have unpredictable results." Unregistered trademark S going to affect everybody this season because unregistered trademark S unregistered trademark S more fun," said Kitties. On everyone in Storybrooke's memories returning, Horowitz commented, "One of the things that unregistered trademark S interesting to us to explore is this notion that just because the memories have returned does not mean that the past 28 years did not happen. Those memories, the Davids, the Mary Margarets, the Mr. Golds, all those people, who they were existed and what they did actually happened, and those are the things that will have to be dealt with." The show still bounced back and forth between the fairy tale world and Storybrooke, although there were slight differences compared to Season 1. It was hinted that another form of narrative was introduced during the season. Casting. In June 2012, it was reported that Season 1 recurring actresses Mia Hanna and Emily de Raven had both been promoted to series regulars for the second season. In July 2012, it was announced that Pretty Little Liars star Julian Morris would be guest starring as Prince Phillip, an altruistic hero and adept warrior, while Teen Wolf actor Sinqua Walls was cast as Sir Lancelot, a former member of the Round Table. In the same month, it was announced that the Tudors star Sarah Bolger and The Hangover Part 2 actress Jamie Chung had joined the recurring cast as Princess Aurora and Chinese warrior Mulan. On August 3, 2012, the writer-actor Colin Adenoga booked the recurring role of Captain Killian Hook Jones, the prime antagonist of J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan. Adenoga joined the main cast during the second half of the season. The same day, it was reported that True Blood's Michael Raymond James had joined the season's recurring cast in an unknown role, described only as mysterious. This was later revealed to be Neal Cassidy. Lost alum Jorge Garcia recurs as Anton the Giant, referenced from Jack and the Beanstalk. Garcia was originally scheduled to appear in only one episode, but his character was later expanded. Actor Raphael Sbarge, who portrays Jiminy Cricket, was made part of the recurring guest cast this season, as opposed to being included in the first season's main cast. The L-Word actress Rachel Shelley played the recurring role of Myla, Rumpelstiltskin's wife. Eureka actor Christopher Gautier is recurring throughout the season as Mr. William Smee, Captain Hook's right-hand man. In October 2012, Can't Hardly Wait star Ethan Embry joined the recurring cast as an unknown visitor to Storybrooke. Burley and Bailey made guest appearances in episodes 6 and 18. Tony Perez and Alan Dale both made recurring appearances in some capacity throughout the season. Actor Noah Bin reprised his role as Daniel, the Evil Queen's love interest, during episode 5, The Doctor. The X-Files actress Annabeth Gish guest starred as Anita, the leader of a pack of werewolves, in Child of the Moon. The Christmas card actor Chad Michael Collins and 24 veteran Gregory Izine appeared in the Name of the Brother as Gerard Frankenstein's monster, Dr. Frankenstein's younger brother, and as Alphonse, the boy's father, respectively. Scream and Charmed actress Rose McGowan portrayed a young Cora in The Miller's Daughter. Leslie Nichol, of Downton Abbey fame, was cast as Johanna in The Queen is Dead, which also featured heroes vet Rena Sofer as Queen Eva, Snow White's mother. It was implicated that the role has the potential to become recurring. Caprica actor John Piper Ferguson guest starred in Welcome to Storybrooke as Kurt Flynn, a widower who longs to aid his son after experiencing the loss of his mother. Season 1 co-star Jamie Dornan also reprised his role as Sheriff Graham Humbert in the episode. Since the first season, King's actor Sebastian Stan had portrayed Jefferson the Mad Hatter in a recurring role. He has since departed from the show with obligations to the Broadway play Picnic and the feature film Captain America, The Winter Soldier. It was reported that ABC was set to recast the role with the potential for a possible spin-off based on the character. However, Stan's recasting was repudiated by series co-creator Adam Horowitz, saying that Stan is a very busy man, I don't know when he will be making his way back toward us. He later confirmed that Stan would definitely not be reappearing in 2013. Filming, principal photography for the season began in Vancouver, British Columbia on July 16, 2012 and completed on April 5, 2013. The town of Stuyvesant doubles as Storybrooke for the series. Ratings, US Live Ratings, Soundtrack, All songs written and composed by Mark Isham. Home video releases, DVD, Blu-ray, references. External links, official website, list of Once Upon a Time episodes at the Internet Movie Database, list of Once Upon a Time episodes at TV.com.